Kitty is sliding right into the stream. Hi, Kitty. Okay, so first off, let's show these books that we're looking at today. 1 second here, everybody. War Mother, issue 1. Okay, this is from Valiant. Secret Empire, number 9 from Marvel Comics. Get ready for this one. Shirtless Bear Fighter, issue 3 from Image Comics. First Strike from IDW, issue 2. You might want to dry off then, VCR. Oh. Kitty was watching cats do stuff. This better be intense. I don't know about intense. I will try to make it entertaining, Kitty. I don't know how intense I can make it. I'm not gonna have explosions. I can't make the books just burst into flames or anything. Not yet. In the future, maybe, but not yet. Okay. That would be something. Okay, everybody. So the first book we're going to look at today is War Mother number 1 from Valiant. Okay, and that book's right here on top. See how that works? See how that all works? VCR, that's very interesting attire for when you watch the stream. Very interesting indeed. My sinister announcer voice. What are you talking about? Kitty saves you? Okay, so War Mother number 1 is interesting for a number of reasons. First off, female protagonist. That's badass. That's good. A talking gun. Her gun is sentient, has a little computer face, and is biogenetically connected to her. And what happened was there was this evil villain named Sylvan, and she's taken down Sylvan. She's killed him. And there's an interesting scene where the gun is blaming itself for the murder of Sylvan. Because even though she was holding the gun, the weapon did agree to actually fire, I guess. I'm confused a little by that. It was an interesting concept that they just sort of throw in there. And I was like, okay, well, if it's a living gun, I can see that. But it's like a bio-organic gun, I think. Or more like a mechanical gun with an AI in it. I'm not exactly sure. It's probably the AI part. That's what it is. Now, the only issue I have is this is issue 1. And damned if it doesn't feel like issue 10. You know, the main villain, Sylvan, is mentioned a couple times. This insane, frightening world where people are scavenging for everything that they own and trying to live. While, like, almost like pirates, they're scavenging from them, stealing from them, and killing everybody. I feel like I was left in the deep end of the pool without really able to understand most of it. Now, I guess there was a series before this, and War Mother has come out of that into its own series. From what I understand. I could be wrong. And what I read was good. It lost me a number of times, unfortunately. Basically, she saved some people, but there's the whole idea that her husband and her child, that she is not as much into protecting them as everyone else. That's at least how what they feel like. That War Mother is out to basically protect and provide for everyone but them, which isn't the case. It's just that she's selfless and looking at the needs of everybody beyond her family first, which I'm sure she'll probably change her mind. Gun, please, stop being such a wussy. Yes, Kitty. The gun is a wuss. No, the gun was worried about a power vacuum that was created by the death of Sylvan. They figured taking out Sylvan would have stopped all the problems in the world, or in their world, but it didn't. It made more, and it made things more difficult. And so she saves these two people that are being attacked for their scrap items, and then they escape. She basically lets them go, but like she's like, if you return again, you know, you're trespassing and you'll be dealt with. So they leave, and something grabs them and pulls them under the ground. We don't know what it is, but towards the end of the book, the same thing grabs War Mother and pulls her under the ground. The bad part is her family and this huge group of people are about to come to that place because they think it's safe now, because War Mother contacted them and let them know it was. So it's pretty interesting. They're basically walking into a terrible ambush. Who knows? Who knows what this is that attacked them? We don't know that. It was pretty good. I liked it. I'm interested to look at issue 2. It didn't blow my mind, but I thought it was good. So next up we have, after War Mother, Secret Empire number 9. And as you can guess, number 9, 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 number 9. Sorry, just a Beatles reference there. Anyway, Secret Empire number 9, there were 8 issues ahead of it, as you might guess. This is the massive crossover of Marvel Comics, of the idea, what would happen if Captain America was a Nazi? So basically it's Captain America as the leader of Hydra, and there are a number of things I really like about this book. First off, it's a very gradual change from the lovable Captain America we know, and starting with Hydra, to what he is now. And basically, all his like leniency, all of that is out the window. And now he's scary. He's damn scary at this point. And to the point where he even has a green outfit and a cape. So he no longer even looks like Captain America. He's Mr. Hydra Man, although he doesn't go by that name. At no point do I think he goes by the name Hydra Man. Basically you see this all-out battle going against him and Hydra. And it's really well done. It's really cool. It's all these different factions, including the White Queen. And basically he's like, you need to surrender now. The time for any kind of deals, the time for clemency is over. Hydra rules you. So it was like, oh man, that's pretty crazy. One of my favorite moments is where Black Ant and Taskmaster decide together to go against Hydra because they think the heroes are going to win. So they have the new Hulk and all the younger new members of the Marvel Avengers. I don't know if they call them New Avengers. I apologize. I haven't read any of that. All I know is there's a new Hulk. Basically, they're like, hey, we'll let you out, but please don't hit any of us. And remember that time we went and got you Shake Shack? When you cleaned up your bunks? Which is hilarious, because you have these two villains that are like making this deal with them. So they leave, but then Spider-Man goes and webs them up. And Taskmaster goes, I hate kids. So I thought that was pretty funny. It turns out Bucky Barnes, who we thought was dead in this series, is alive. And actually, he's fighting against Baron Zemo. That's pretty cool. You can actually see that on the cover. There's Bucky right there. Excuse me. There's Baron Zemo. And that's T'Challa, also known as Black Panther right there. Yeah, kitty. Captain America, part of Hydra. Yeah. Another cool thing is, this looks at Kobik. Kobik is the ethereal dream child that is the Cosmic Cube. And what happened was, what started this is Supreme Hydra Nazi himself, Red Skull, basically convinces and confuses this young ethereal child, it's really hard to explain it, into basically making Captain America's life better. But by doing that, she convinces him it's to make him part of Hydra. And it's pretty wild. I've liked it a lot so far. It's not perfect. It has some issues here and there. Get it? It's a comic. It has issues. No. Unlike Civil War 2, like Civil War 2, that was really rough. I think I liked less than half of that. I can say that from Secret Empire, I've liked most of it. There's only been 1 or 2 issues that I thought were questionable. So. Name it Tea Time, says VCR. Made that into a book idea. I'm being sarcastic. Captain America's a Nazi's a terrible idea. Well, it sold books. It sold books, Kitty. And it's a fascinating idea for me to take my guy that was completely against Nazis and turn him into one. Because honestly, a sane person realizes he's not going to be like that forever. They're not just going to have Hydra Captain America for 5 or 10 years. They wanted to tell an epic story, almost like what they used to call a what if. A what if Captain America was Hydra, you know? But it's elongated, so it's 10 issues, and there's also other, like, little things like, I think it's called Brave Empire or something like that. I'm not certain. But there are other things that piggyback off of it. So it was a huge crossover, you know? No, VCR, there are no tiki torches. So you know, the books have a lead time. This was probably written, this issue here, 4 to 6 months ago. So there's no way for them to timely make changes to a Marvel or DC book. That would be really hard. At the least, it has a lead time of 3 months. But I would guess with Marvel or DC, you're looking at 4 to 6. I think they like to be certain their books are coming out. Let's see. I did see the Wonder Woman movie. I thought it was very good, Kitty. I thought it was very good. Now, Kobik, there's this awesome scene with Captain America where he's in that weird dream place talking to Kobik, and Kobik is showing him his life as it was and his life after Hydra, and he seems to be having like an internal struggle. Well, Arnim Zola says we have all the pieces we need of the Cosmic Cube, at least enough to give you great power. And then something insane and crazy happens I don't want to ruin for you. It does tie into the cover of the next issue, which is Secret Empire number 10, and this is a 10-issue series. So that's definitely the one to get, because there should be something that changes the Marvel Universe in that issue. I'm guessing we'll get him back, but chances are it won't be a clean break. There'll be something terrible that'll be connected to him coming back. I don't think they're just giving him back and then nothing else happens to the status quo. I can't see that in something this big. Okay, well that's Secret Empire. Everybody, again, I appreciate you watching Comicus. Thank you very, very much. We're going to go next to our next 2 books. So, get ready for this one, everybody. I'm going to have fun trying to explain it. Shirtless Bear Fighter, issue 3. There were 3 different covers. This was the wackiest and most colorful of the 3 covers. I thought it was great. And I was like, okay, that's the cover I got to get. I got to get that cover. Okay. Where do I begin? One thing I liked is it's issue 3, but there's a recap explaining the main character's love of his life and what happened to her and everything in issue 3. So this is like the perfect jump-on issue, it seems. It's a insanely weird book. Like, even based on the title, based on the artwork, it's weirder than that. Because on some capacity, it's basically making fun of the Charmin commercials with the bears in them. To an absurd degree. To a point where toilet paper is a part of the story. And on the back cover, when you turn the book over, is what looks like their version of one of the characters that they have with a roll of toilet paper, similar to some of the artwork in the Charmin ads. Shirtless Bear Fighter is exactly what he sounds like. And I'm still trying to piece a little bit together. Understand, this is issue 3, okay, so I need to try finding issue 1 and 2. They're hot. I might have difficulty. This book is like fire. Let me give you an idea. I went to one of the better comic book shops in Wisconsin today to pick up my books. I got there at 12:02 a.m. My apologies, it would be 12:02 p.m. 12:02 p.m., okay? I shit you not, they only had 3 issues left of this. They opened at noon. They opened at noon. 3 issues left. That is insane. So, I'm playing devil's advocate. Maybe they opened 5 or 10 minutes early today. That's not their normal schedule, but maybe that's what happened. Even if that's the case, even if they opened at 11:30, which I don't expect, that in a half hour they'd only have 3 issues left. Just about every other book had about 12 issues, 15, 20 issues. 3. So, if you want this book and don't have it on hold, you're unfortunately possibly SOL as to how hot this book might be. In fact, I need to double check previews, which is this guide where you can order books and everything. They actually list their hottest books. So I need to know, now that it's been out for, this is the 3rd issue, they'll probably have some idea to let me know how hot this book is. Shirtless Bear Fighter's out of stock everywhere. We're even... Really? Is it really VCR? Really? Well, then they'll do a trade. They'll do a trade. I will get the next issue because this is an insane book. I feel some of it isn't as clever as they think it is. To just be honest with you, I feel there's a lot of hype surrounding this book. That being said, I still think it's good. That's an important thing for me to say. It is good. It's not a bad book. And there were clever moments in it. And I'm still trying to piece the story together. From what I understand, it's sort of like Goldilocks with Mama Bear and Papa Bear, and they raised Shirtless Bear Fighter, okay? And he's in love with a woman named Clementine. A rival bear, his nemesis, kills Clementine, and he wants revenge. And by putting a shirt on him, you weaken him. It's his kryptonite. He needs to be shirtless in order to fight people with great power. And Clementine's brother is a guy who owns a logging company. So there's this weird eco vibe to the book that's not overdone. It's just bizarre. I mean, I think it's awesome that Image was like, let's go with this insane book. Because on paper, I could see a lot of studios saying no, not thinking that it would be a big hit. But yeah, I liked it. It's insane. It's kind of hard not to like something that is so insane. I'll definitely pick up issue 4, which will be out in September. Because, you know, we're in August now. There's 1 issue a month. And I will try to get 1 and 2. I do know some smaller shops by me that might have back issues of 1 and 2. I'm going to have to look. 2 probably being a lot better chance than 1. You know what else, too? They might have reprints. If it's that hot, they might have reprints out now of 1 and 2. But yeah, it's the only issue I have is that while it's very good, I do feel it's a bit overhyped after reading this issue. I need to read another issue to have a little more understanding on that, so I'm not saying that. That's my statement as of now. It's how I feel now, but I need to read 1 or 2 more issues of the book. So it's at least done that. Once you put this book down, chances are you'll want to grab another issue. That's huge. That's one of the biggest compliments you can pay to any comic book. Whether it's issue 1 or issue 101, If you read that book and you want another, it's really good. And finally today we are looking at First Strike issue 2. Okay, so basically First Strike issue 2 is basically, there's no other terms, I don't want to be completely graphic, but a wet dream for fans of 80s toys. That's all I can say. Because you have Mask, you have G.I. Joe, you have the Transformers, you know, you have these huge, huge things. Then you have like things like ROM, which was a comic book, and I believe the Visionaries are going to show up. It's this really crazy crossover. And this guy right here is actually the guy who created the G.I. Joes in the first place, Joe Colton. But he's gone rogue. Because he thinks the Transformers are a huge threat and they need to be wiped out of existence. So I'm going to be very honest with you right now. I do not buy his logic. Unless something has altered his mindset or something, I have an issue. This is issue 2. I've read issue 1 and now issue 2. And I'm a pretty damn big fan of Transformers and G.I. Joe, especially the Cobra characters. I love Cobra. Destro's in this, which is cool. Soundwave's in here, but any of the Transformers, pretty much any of them could have done what Soundwave does in this book. Anyway, I just don't buy that reasoning for this crossover. If that's the big crux of it all, that Joe Colton, the creator of G.I. Joe, is like, I need to kill all the Transformers. I need to destroy them all. I just don't buy it. Maybe something's controlling his mind. Maybe it's something real subtle, almost like Sovereign and Mass Effect. I don't know. But as of right now, I have issue with it. I don't know if I'm going to do all the issues of this, because another problem I have, which I have a lot of crossovers, but this one exceptionally so, is there's absurdly complicated things in here. They'll give you a sentence and then say, check out this issue. Check out this entire series. Check out this annual, which isn't even a normal issue. It's an extra on top of the regular issues for the book. And most books that do crossovers, it's not something where it's an entire group of enemies you've never seen in the book, and they reference them in detail without you knowing what the hell they are twice. It seems a little bit extreme to me as to get you to buy all the other books, which a crossover is supposed to too, don't get me wrong. It just seems the way they do it is a little overt. Similar to the way you could look at, you know, cynically look at the old G.I. Joe, Transformers, all that as just commercials for more toys, you know? And for the most part, you know, if we're being honest and looking back at it, that's really what it was. It was made by these corporations and everything. Only recently, when someone like Warren Ellis gets a hold of G.I. Joe, is something really amazing created from it, you know? Also, too, I feel that if I was reading the Transformer and G.I. Joe books, this would make more sense to me, because a lot seems to have happened in those worlds that set this all up. Like, I feel like if you get into a Marvel or DC crossover, there's probably a decent chance you're going to be able to follow it easily and enjoy it. Like, there's big broad strokes here, okay? Basically, dude right here, Baron Ironblood, that's right, Joe Colton's going by Baron Ironblood. He is on Cybertron with his members of Cobra and all these other sympathizers looking to destroy the Transformers. Meanwhile, the good G.I. Joe characters and other Autobots and different people that are on Earth are trying to get to Cybertron in order to stop him. Those are the big broad strokes. So, yeah, and that's issue 2, so it's not like the first issue or anything like that. I think it's okay. Again, they're the things I mentioned about it, you know. I think it has a few problems. I don't know. Everyone seems to be just going nuts over it. So I don't know if I'm just not the audience for it or what. I don't know. I think it's okay. Okay. I didn't have anything super dramatic for that, so it was just, It's okay, you know. Oh, if you just want to give me one moment, I'm going to get everything into order here. Well, I almost screwed that up. That's awesome. I almost had the order incorrect. That would have been fun. I would have had the backpedal live. Okay. First up, Secret Empire number 9. I liked it. I thought it was good. It's really insane because it's constantly panning between different factions fighting one another. And in the background, you have everything going on with Zemo and Bucky Barnes and all that. I think it's a great lead into issue 10, but there's a lot of heavy lifting that issue 10 has to do now. That's what worries me. And once you see the final image in this book, this issue, it sets up something that looks awesome and could be really cool, but kind of a waste for a single issue. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to 10, and I'm interested to see where it heads and everything like that. And I've liked other issues of this a lot, and they've even won Comicus. However, Secret Empire number 9. What an amazing final page you have. What a fascinating image you depict. That should be awesome in issue 10. And while you were a very good book and I enjoyed you, I strip you of your bag and board and I toss you into the ethereal plane where Comicus is. Where Comicus is talking to Steve Rogers in some weird dream world. Okay. Next up, we have War Mother number 1. Again, I like the talking gun, and I'm interested to see where this book goes. I said it a lot of times, but it's really true. I don't exactly know where they're headed. I felt like I was in the deep end, though. I said that. That was kind of an issue with it, the book. I got to keep stop chuckling inside my head when I say issue, when I'm talking about comic books. I got to get over that. Anyway... What a great segue. War Mother number 1. You kind of lost me. Anyway, I'm interested in you. Thought you were pretty good. And I'll check out issue 2. But I strip you of your bag and board. And I toss you into the weird place where mechanical tendrils pulled you down into the ground. Okay. First Strike, issue 2 from IDW. Again, if you're a huge fan of the IDW Transformers and G.I. Joe series, I think you'll be very well served by this book. As I said, I just don't buy the reasoning behind Baron Ironblood's completely turning on G.I. Joe. And if I can't buy a premise like that, it makes it difficult for me to enjoy the book. I don't know. I'm just worried not much is going to happen. I feel like we've talked about him. He went to Cybertron. Now everyone's going to Cybertron after him. And I don't know. And I think it's 6 issues. And it's every 2 weeks, which is pretty crazy. That's sort of what DC does. So, First Strike, issue 2. I strip you of your bag and board as if you were an actual G.I. Joe figure I would play with as a kid. And I toss you into a pile of broken toys. And I strip you of your bag and board. That leads us with Shirtless Bear Fighter number 3. Now, again, while I do think that there is an insane amount of hype about this book that pushes it to like a 9 every month it comes out, I wouldn't quite say it's at that level, but I will say it's interesting. It's an interesting book, and it's a book where I definitely want to know more from the previous 2 issues, as well as where it's headed. I think it'll probably be turned into an animated series, to be honest with you. I'd be shocked if it isn't. I could see Adult Swim doing it. I'm going to be surprised if there's negotiations going on right now with them. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. Just a little bit overhyped, and it's just so crazy. You know? I mean, I'm a huge fan of David Lynch and Twin Peaks. So I think I know crazy pretty well, especially Twin Peaks The Return. But especially how this seems to almost be like not a Charmin ad. They're not advertising for Charmin, but there are a lot of concepts in here that seem to be taken from the Charmin Bear ads series, you know? It's really odd. Anyway, Shirtless Bear Fighter, issue 3. You are the winner of Comicus this week. That means you ascend into the very heavens, where you become your own star. Oh, 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 oh. There it is. It's the most beautiful thing my eyes have ever seen. It's that constellation that resembles a bear. Wow. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for watching Comicus. I appreciate it greatly. My hope is to do this 7 p.m. every Wednesday night. Like I said, it's been going on for about 2-3 months now at 9 p.m. Central. No, we'll take that back. 8 p.m., then it moved to 9 p.m. for a couple weeks. And, yeah, the new books come out on Wednesday. I like to do this for you guys on Wednesday. And 7 p.m. Central just makes sense. So, I want to thank you all for watching. Kitty saves you. Oh, my! Well, actually, let me do the George Takei. Oh, my! It looks ugly. What are you on? No, it's a beautiful star, Kitty. It's a beautiful star. The winner of Comicus every week ascends into the very heavens and becomes a star. It's amazing. It's beautiful, like the creation of life. Okay, everybody, I want to thank you all for watching. You've been awesome. If you are a fan of video games, at 8 p.m. Central, I will be doing some more Uncharted Lost Legacy. So I do need some time to end this and then to start that. So I do want to thank you all for watching very much. And also it's on demand. And in a while it'll be on YouTube. But as of right now, when it's on YouTube, it's listed under the actual comic book titles, just to make it easy to search for. So, yep. I also do have a Facebook page now. It's just Hoarder Gamer on Facebook, so you just type that in. I tried to grab the URL on my phone. Didn't want to work. So, yeah, that's fun. The one thing you can't get on your phone, the URL. Oh, well. Oh, well. Kitty says, goes, that's not beautiful. Well, I think I know what beautiful is, Kitty. I really don't, but I'm also toying with the idea of doing a talk show for American Horror Story Cult. If I do that, it would start next week, of course, because the first episode airs next Tuesday. But I don't know when I would actually do the stream for that. If that would be Tuesday night after it airs or not. I need a dictionary. I have one. But no, seriously, everybody, I want to thank you all for watching. You've been awesome. Let's see if we have any announcements to make. Give me just one moment, please. What if the announcement is that I'm terrible and I suck and I should never do this again? That'd be... That would not be constructive, but it would be criticism. Okay, everybody, have yourself a good night. And again, if you want to watch some gaming with me, in about 20 minutes, I'll be doing that live. So I'll see you guys later, and some of you guys I'll see later tonight. Okay, bye-bye.